Okay, I wanted to go through this particular Canvas-based assignment on a video to make sure that you understood how the grade is calculated, and so you knew the proper answers for this particular assignment. So we have 3 different scenarios, and we're going to walk through how we would determine your grade going into the final, and then also how the final can influence your final grade. All right, so our first person is Jasmine, and what we're going to do is we're going to use this table right here to kind of see where she stands at this point right before she goes into finals. I'm going to circle where she is just so we have a good visual. So she has proficiency in 12 LOs, that's at the C level, so I'm going to circle that. She has 1 proficiency, that's at the B level. Her lab average is an 86, so that puts her at A level for lab. On the perusal, she's at 82%, so you have to have at least an 80% for a B, but at 82, she hasn't reached the threshold for an A, so her perusal grade is at a B, and so are her Canvas-based assignments, because of the fact that they're not at 85% yet. On WebAssign, her anchoring concepts average is 87, so that's at the A level, and her preparing for assessments is 88. Those are also at the A level. So what you can see is her assessment score is C's. She has some things in the A level and some at the B. So now we're going to go and use that information in the flow chart. So in the flow chart, what we do is we start with your assessment grade, and then we use the other scores to determine where you end. So she started at the C level with her assessments. Then the flow chart asks us to see what her grade was in the other categories. The first question is your grade in every other category in A. So the blue arrows represent an answer of yes, the red arrows represent an answer of no. And so we would go down here because she had some things in the B and some things in the A. And so is your lowest grade for every other category a B with your highest grade in an A? The answer to that is yes. And so she's at the C+. So Jasmine has a C+ going into the final. So then this is the table that tells us how the final affects our grade. What you do is you find where you are. So for Jasmine, she's at the C+. And right to the right of that are possible scores that she might get on the final. The final is 10 questions, so you can most get a 10 out of 10. And so we can see that the highest grade you can get is a 10 out of 10, and that will correspond to a B+. So the highest grade she can get for her final grade is a B+, and that's if she gets a 10 out of 10 on the final. All right, let's look at the next cases. Idris is a different case, so let's look at him. He's gained proficiency in 16 of the 17 LOs, so he's at the A level for that. He's done 2 integrated problems, also at the A level. His lab average is a 90, that's above 85, so it's A. He's done 86% of the perusal assignments and 87 of the Canvas-based. Both of those are at the A level, so he's doing really good. And then we see that for the WebAssign, he's a little bit lower. He's at the 80% for both of those. So this is just trying to show you that everything counts, everything's going to influence the grade. So let's remember that everything's at the A except for his WebAssign assignments, which are at the B level. And so let's take a look at that flow chart. So we start at the A. That's for his assessment score. Is your grade in every other category also an A? Well, the answer to that is no. So we go down here, is your grade for every other category a B or above. That's true. So that means he has an A minus. So Idris has a A minus going into the final. So we'll use that, and we're going to look at that table for the final grade. So we go to A minus here, and we can see that he could pull his grade up to an A if he gets a 9 out of 10. So we've done that. Now we'll do one more case, practicing. Okay, Luca has only gained proficiency in 6 of the LOs, so that puts him at the F level for that, and he hasn't done any integrated problems. He has an 85 in lab, so that's good. He's done 90% of the perusal assignments and 85% of the Canvas-based assignments. Both of those are at the A level. And his average in the anchoring concepts is 85% and 80 for preparing assessment. So you can see that, he's done his work. He's doing the perusal, Canvas-based, WebAssign. There seems to be a disconnect because clearly, should have changed this. This is Luca. There's some sort of disconnect because he's not being able to gain proficiency in his LOs. So this is an interesting case to understand, well, what would happen if I did really well on everything except for my LOs? Let's take a look at the flow chart. So the flow chart is like, when you're at the F level, there's really no alternatives. You have an F. So Luca has an F going into the final. And let's see if he can pass or what's the highest possible grade he could get. So here we are going to be concentrating and starting right here. And you actually see that if he got a 10 out of 10, he could pass a C if he gets a 10 out of 10 on the final. In order to pass, he needs a 6 out of 10 because that would be at the D minus. All right, so hopefully this helps you clear up any misconceptions you had and understand better how grades are calculated. I'll post this for you so you can reference it.